What's up guys, welcome back. Leo is asleep, it's the end of the day, and especially through all of the postpartum changes and adjustments in my life, it's been so important for me to focus on my mental health. And I actually just got off a call with a licensed therapist from Cerebral, and Cerebral is the sponsor of today's video. Cerebral is an online mental health service that provides access to medication management, counseling, and therapy for anxiety, depression, insomnia, ADHD, and other conditions, all for a flat monthly rate. Cerebral allows you to do visits with your provider or therapist from the comfort of your own home, so it's very convenient and it's completely private. My favorite thing by far about Cerebral is that you can start therapy through them with or without insurance. It's totally affordable, it's a flat monthly rate, and actually some insurance carriers do offer their services in-network. Therapy with Cerebral can be up to 3 times less expensive than traditional therapy services because they truly believe that everyone deserves access to quality mental health care. It's been a very rewarding experience for me, and if you want to take the next step in working on your mental health, click our link in the description below, fill out their questionnaire, and you can get connected with a provider right away for just $30 for the first month. Thanks again to Cerebral for sponsoring today's video. I am going to process, relax, and we'll see you guys in the morning.
Searching for steady ground, a place to settle down.
What's up guys, and good morning. Today is going to be a fun day. I'm actually really excited. There's a couple things that are happening this morning. We're trying to get everybody ready. We're trying to get Leo in the car seat. We're trying to hit the road. We're actually heading to pick up some new glasses for me. My prescription has changed a little bit because I'm losing my vision. I don't know, because I'm getting older, I guess. So they had to up my prescription, and then I got a new pair of glasses, and the lady was trying to convince me to get a brown framed pair of glasses, which makes me feel like an accountant from the 80s or something. I just like the brown. I just did not like it all, but I took her and Allie's advice, and I went with some brown glasses that I think maybe looks a little bit better. So we're gonna go pick those up and see how I like them. Hopefully I like them. And then we're heading down to the shop because today we are actually starting full renovations on Pamela Vanderson 1.0. I know this might be confusing because we've seen a lot of comments of people thinking that Pamela Vanderson 2.0 is our original van with a makeover, and that's not the case. Pamela 2.0 is a completely different van, a brand new van. Pamela 1.0 is gonna be getting a huge makeover, new components, new paint, everything's gonna be tidied up, and then we're gonna be selling both vans. So, today should be fun.
All right, Clark Trent, ready for action.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
What do you think?
Wow, stunner. What does the speed limit sign up on that hill say?
25, obviously.
Okay, well, you passed that test. Let's go for a drive and see if you can read any street signs.
See what happens.
Good morning.
Hey,
how are
we
you doing?
Good.
Happy Monday. Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Just kidding.
Yesterday was Monday.
You know what I mean.
I do.
So we made it to the shop. It is not Mountain Made Mondays, but we're here anyway, and we are going to get some big stuff done on Pamela, the OG, the original, the 1.0, the van that has taken us all over the country, Canada, Central America, South America. We lived in this thing for 3 years, and it has been through the ringer. That being said, there's a lot of life in her left. A lot of life in her left.
A lot of life left in her.
A lot of life left in her, and she deserves to be used. And we can't use her because we don't have a second seat in here to snap a car seat into. So we're cleaning her up today. We're getting her polished and rejuvenated and refreshed, and somebody is going to be able to enjoy her.
What do I believe? What makes me feel it to write you this song? 2 hours a day
purging.
The reason it's taking us a few days longer than we expected to clean out the van is everything I try to throw away, Trent says, wait, don't throw that away.
We'll just put it in a box.
He's a hoarder.
He is! Put it in a box and do
Gotta
what?
Send him on another errand.
I'm
while we-
resourceful.
You're right, actually. Trent, why don't you go fill up the 4Runner with some gas?
Yeah, could you
Right.
get me a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Myself, oh, why do you still hurt? Why do you still hurt?
Cool. Everything else, Trent, is for you to look through and decide
Yeah, all of that has to stay.
for sure.
In here.
We are definitely keeping all of these photos.
I'll throw them away.
We need to figure out where to put them,
Throw them away.
but we're not throwing our memories away that are on this wall.
I cannot escape. I'm here till it breaks. Oh, how my heart aches.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Have like a brake line for him in the yard.
So I think the way that we did the inside of these walls was with like this FRP paneling, and I think to get Pamela into sales shape is what we'll call it, sales shape. It's a really nice shape. It's the best shape ever. And I think we're probably going to end up doing like some type of tiling on the inside of the walls. So we'll probably have to do that, get everything painted, get everything prepped. Allie's going to finish cleaning all of this stuff out. Brandon and I are going to get our 4th tire set. And then once we get the 4th tire set, we're gonna come over here and we're basically changing out like the water heater, the furnace, the water pump. And the reason that we're doing the water heater and the furnace is because going through like Central and South America, it's so humid that basically anything that's metal just like rusts immediately. So being down there for a year and a half, it did a number on anything that had access to outside air. So the furnace is like rusty and it like smells funny when it starts up. The water heater, like the fan is like it's having a really tough time. So I'm gonna replace both of those components. Pretty much everything else is in like good working order. Maybe a couple little bit of repairs here and there. We're gonna kind of suss it out as we get moving along, but I'm really excited for this thing to be in tip-top shape, and it's gonna happen soon. All right, well, we have actually made pretty quick work of the 4th tire. All 4 tires are fully bead locked, aired up, and the ones that we've already aired up, except for that 4th one, have all held pressure overnight without dropping at all, so mission accomplished. The downside, or I would say the biggest downside to bead lock tires, is if you get a flat and you can't patch it with a plug, you gotta disassemble the whole like rim and tire and get it off and try and patch it, and that can prove to be a really big pain. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully I'll just be able to plug any problems that we have, but we are moving on. Back to my old friend here. We're gonna try and get the water pump taken out right now, and then we're gonna try and do the furnace and the water heater, get those switched out. The water pump is actually located all the way down in here, and you don't get to it from this spot. You actually get to it from back in the garage.
All right, well, I got as much cleaned out of Pamela as I could before Leo woke up from his nap and needed to be fed and changed, and we're trying out the front-facing wrap, which so far, all he wants to do is see out into the world, so he seems really content and to be enjoying it, and I can be hands-free, which is really important. Trent and Brandon are back here. Oh, there you are. Hi.
Hey,
How good can you see with those new glasses?
so good.
Yeah?
Don't even know I'm wearing them.
What are you working on?
Well, I've got the inverter disconnected and moved out of the way, and now I just have to break this water line, try and suck out all the water that comes out of it, and then remove the water pump and change it.
Okay.
And then like one of the 3 hard things from today will be done.
Nice.
This van is getting torn through. All the like stuff that needs to be replaced is being replaced, and then it's getting cleaned up and painted, and it's gonna look It's gonna look proper by the time somebody else gets a hold of it.
Very nice.
Brandon.
Beautiful.
All right, so water heater's done, furnace is done. I basically need to replace this door. This water fill door.
Oh, wow.
It's like taped on.
Looks even yellower on screen.
It's pretty yellow. But we didn't do that. The sun did that. So I'm gonna get a new one of those. One, because it's broken. Two, because it's yellow.
It's all coming together.
It's coming together. Pamela 1.0 is gonna be looking prim and proper.
Leah's down for another nap, and these guys have been working hard on OG Pamela, but Bryce here is trying to figure out some stuff with his van now that Pamela 2.0 is done being built. There are a couple renovations and repairs. Do you have a name for this van?
It's brap.
Brap?
Yeah, like brap.
And what year is this?
A 91.
1929.
It's a really cool older van, and let's just say it's got some character. And he's trying to figure out the four-wheel drive, which is giving him some problems.
Little hiccup.
And we're working on it today. Trent's trying really hard to.
Chris doesn't want to work on it.
Oh.
I know, I'm being lazy. I already tore it apart and put it back together.
And you just finished building a van. You deserve a break.
Yeah, I'm like wanting to take a nap, and Trent's just like forcing me to work. You know?
Sounds like something Trent would do.
No time for
You
naps
know,
around
that's
here.
the kind of guy I am.
Guy.
I'm gonna get back to work on our van
Okay.
because there's still plenty that has to be done. We have had some fun deconstructing things and trying to reconstruct things in here. Where is old furnace?
Right here.
So this is the old furnace, all yucky, gunky, gross, and whatever that is. Somebody probably spilt something in the van.
It was you.
It was you. And things got onto the hot stuff in there. But this is the gross, nasty furnace. And I just barely slid the new furnace into place. I got the gas line connected, and then I went ahead and connected the electrical. It looks really bad in there, but it's kind of hard to clean it up after the fact. We've got everything connected now, and I think I'm gonna set to heat. Let's call for heat. Moment of truth. You're gonna hear a tick. There was the tick. Well, nothing's happening. Oh, there's a little switch on the side here. Aha! There we go. I can install a furnace. Oh, you're looking for fire in here. And we have fire! I absolutely love these furnaces, the little like RV suburban propane furnaces. They're super efficient. They don't use a ton of electricity, but like they heat this van in no time. They make it nice and toasty, and they're just super easy and efficient.
And that one lasted for like 3 years.
It still works.
Yeah, and
It just like it smells like grandma's attic. It smells like musty and like dirty and gross when it kicks on. And when we sell this van, it's gonna have new components. It's basically gonna be a brand new van. And I don't want it to smell like grandma's attic. So we're putting in this new furnace, and I'm already regretting sitting right here. It's hot. It's like burning me. I think basically now, just need to switch out the water heater.
What's that, Leo? It's pretty incredible because we had extra parts with us that we had shipped to Mexico once we realized that we were going to continue traveling and probably not have access to parts the further we traveled. So we had an extra water pump in the van, and it was just kind of a miracle that we never had to use it, and that it didn't end up really pooping out on us until we got back to the United States. The other thing that's really funny is that Brandon actually helped plumb this van like 5 years ago. Talk about full circle. Oh. Hello? Hey.
I'm just becoming a reoccurring.
Yeah, I know. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Come on
What
in.
are we working on?
Oh, everything.
How are you?
Don't get him dirty. Henry, Matt, Henry,
I've actually met in
Yeah, I
person.
know, man.
How you going?
and Brandon,
See you again.
Hey, man.
and Bryce.
What's up, man?
You guys have met Henry before. We've talked about Henry a bunch. He's our very good friend and also the CEO of MoonFab, makers of Moonshade. If you haven't heard of them, they're the best, so you should go get yourself a Moonshade.
Whoa.
Whoa, right? That was the exact reaction we were looking for.
We didn't pay him to say whoa.
I mean, it feels great.
A little different vibe.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because it's like vans obviously are limited on space.
Mm-hmm.
And so, obviously, like we're thinking about Moon is also thinking about how people convert vans, but it definitely feels like just more open.
Yeah.
So nice work,
Excited.
dudes.
Heck yeah.
You got your signature little slide out table.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's actually crazy because we've been friends with Henry for a long time, and we were talking to him about this idea we had like a year or two ago, like, oh, we kind of want to start a van build business, but we're just like looking for the right people to partner with. And he was like, oh, you should talk to this guy Matt, he's awesome, blah 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 blah. Long story short, there's Matt. Henry is just the connector of all connectors.
Well, my business partner is like an inventor, and I do think there's obviously like a lot of fabricators like in the space that we all find ourselves in.
Yeah.
And so it is really fun. I meit's like, cause we started out by, sponsoring y'all's channel.
That's right, yeah.
And then like we became buddies.
Yeah.
And so it's just fun to see.
All the authentic connections that come from stuff
Yeah,
like that.
like it's just kind of crazy what YouTube is creating and just like digital communities are creating.
Yeah.
Because it's new worlds that wouldn't have that like we got connected on Instagram. I think like you knew the Fenimores or something like that. Like
Yeah, I won the Moonshade
That's
first.
right.
No
Yeah,
way!
Through Barefoot Theory.
oh,
wow.
dude.
Yeah.
Well, thanks,
then-
Kristen.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I made that video, and then we got hooked up right after that. So.
Wow, small world.
Well, that's-
We ended up just kind of hanging out, relaxing, and catching up with Henry and all the guys at the shop. It was a really nice end to the day after making a lot of progress on Pamela Vanderson 1.0. I'm starting to get all these names confused. On our old van. And I think tomorrow we are switching gears, doing something totally different. But I'm really happy with how the day went. I think we're actually going to dinner with Henry now. And I think we'll pick you guys up in the morning.
What's up, guys, and good morning. We are taking advantage of the few minutes we have right now while Leo is asleep. As you guys saw yesterday, we had a great dinner with Henry last night. I had some good time. I would say catching up, but we just like spent the weekend with him. So we had like a closing to our whole vacation with Henry, and he's taken off today, but we are getting back to work. So right now we're gonna be brainstorming and taking some measurements and then maybe drawing out on paper and getting a cut list for our built-in cabinets in the bedroom.
I think we got 5 minutes out of that nap. That was a shorty, huh? That's okay. I'm excited to start planning and organizing this because, as you guys have seen, our bedroom is the least finished part of this house, other than the basement, honestly. And I'm really excited to make it feel a little bit homier in here. We have some ideas, and I think right now we're going to officially decide what this is gonna look like.
So one thing that's really interesting about the built-ins here is we built these walls. So they're not perfectly square and they're not plumb, and I mean, they're pretty good, like to the naked eye, I think they look fine, but if we just built built-in cabinets and then tried to like set them in place, they would most likely it would not work.
But Trent, they're only a hair out of square. It's fine.
Right, but that hair could mean that the last cabinet does not fit, right? So
Slanted.
basically, probably what we're gonna have to do is build like 3 or 5 sets of cabinets, and then I think like we'll get them all mounted, and the last cabinet that we build will be built to whatever size or shape is left over.
Okay, so I guess the big debate that we've been talking about between Trent and I, and this is just like a personal preference thing, is whether or not to create a space for a television in the bedroom. Don't bring
What do you think, Brandon?
Don't bring Brandon.
TV all day.
No. So I think, because of our lifestyle and just because of, are you trying to film his skullet right now?
Leo, do you think we should have a TV?
No.
Yes.
No TV.
His eyes got really big. He was like, yeah.
We live in the mountains, we live in nature, we live in like this cabin, and I want us to not be like addicted to the television and screens all the time. And living in a van, we never like missed having a TV. Now that we're in a house, I definitely feel like we have, like when we have downtime, we just naturally gravitate toward the TV. And I don't like that. And I don't want there to be more opportunities to watch TV in the house, personally.
Sure.
What do you guys think? Would you have a TV in your bedroom or not?
What I would really like is for there to be a full bank of built-ins here, that comes out about this far. And then in the center here is like a TV that's nicely framed by the other stuff. And there's like a countertop where you can put things, and like that visual aesthetic makes sense to me.
I totally agree with that aesthetic, but instead of a TV, I want a mirror and some plants and like a really beautiful dresser top to connect the two armoires, but no television.
I just think you could have a picture, or you could have a giant picture that changes, and that's called the TV. The benefits of being able to be like, here, Leo, watch Bluey or whatever you want up here.
You are digging a hole for yourself.
Why?
No kid is supposed to be in front of a screen ever.
But every kid is in front of a screen.
Yeah, but it's unintentional.
Even the kids that aren't supposed to be in front of a screen are definitely in front of a screen when mom's not watching.
Obviously, this is a heated subject topic for us, and you get the gist. There's some differing opinions here. We're gonna go ahead and build these cabinets. The TV decision will come later, but if I have anything to do with it, what the outcome will be.
Last topic. When you're sick, you want to lay in bed and watch TV.
When you're sick, you should sleep. You should not be watching TV. Come on.
We're gonna do our best. I think we've got it figured out. We're making our cut list right now. Once we get that established, we're heading down into the valley. We're hitting Home Depot. We're probably gonna buy every piece of plywood that they have, because these built-ins are going to be extravagant and costly. I can't imagine how much it would cost to have a carpenter come and do this. I bet it would be like $10,000 to have a carpenter like come and build these built-ins like across this space, because just the wood is like expensive. And we're not like buying oak. We're not like buying beautiful hardwood that's gonna like make some craftsman's like dream come true. It's just like we're building this out of like plywood and cheap hardwood, and then we're gonna paint it. And it's still gonna be really expensive. So I just can't imagine how much it would be. But we're making progress slowly but surely, and we're not fighting about it either. We're all working together, pushing in the same direction, and hopefully we're gonna be done soon. 30.5 Yeah, but then that inside thing, the center section with no cabinet, would be like 30 inches wide. At 30.
How deep do you want this middle section?
No, the toe kick is gonna go all the way across here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So then the toe kick can just run straight into that. We've now moved downstairs to the kitchen so that we could really concentrate, trying to double check and make sure we've got all the measurements correct. And that probably looks like a mess, but this is kind of what the cabinets are gonna look like. There's gonna be open shelving on either side, a bank of drawers with a hanging wardrobe on these two sides, and these will have doors that actually close over them so that they're completely covered. 2 banks of drawers here, little shelf up top, and our argument space, the TV spot. We're still trying to hash it out on whether we're gonna have a TV there or not. I'm trying my best. Anyway, I think we've got it all figured out now. We're gonna head down to Home Depot.
3 hours later, 4 hours later, we're in the car. We made it out of the house. I'm excited.
Today we got all 3 of the kids, Leo, Lika, and Frank. And we're heading to Home Depot. We've got to get $1 billion worth of plywood and hardwood, and then we're gonna take it to the shop. All right, well, I'm gonna go inside and Brandon and I are gonna go buy a bunch of wood. You're gonna stay out here and hang out with Vika and Frank and Leo.
I'm gonna get some work done, hang out here. Good luck.
All right, 7 sheets of plywood, check. Now we need to go grab some 1x8 hardwood. All right, so we've decided to make a change on the fly. Our little cubbies, the little shelves that are gonna go on the far right and on the far left of all the built-ins, we were gonna use hardwood for them, so we were gonna either use poplar or we were gonna use pine, but now we're kind of coming to the conclusion that there's either gonna be a lot of waste or they can't be like a true 8 inches. So I think we're actually gonna make those shelves out of plywood, and then we'll do like a hardwood veneer on the face, and they're gonna get painted, so you'll never know anyways. And it'll probably be a lot easier and cheaper to just use plywood. So we're grabbing an extra sheet of plywood. We got 8 sheets of plywood. And that should be about all we need to at least make the boxes.
We have to kind of rush when we get to the shop because we actually have very exciting dinner plans with my parents. They're in town and staying for a nice extended trip this time, which is really exciting. And they've offered to cook us and a couple friends some dinner tonight, which never turned down a good home-cooked meal, especially when you don't have to be the one cooking it. So we are gonna stop at the grocery store, grab a couple things to add to their dinner, but I'm just excited that they're in town and we get to hang out and spend time together. And it's 60 degrees down here in the valley. It's officially springtime. It feels like we should eat outside. Like, it feels amazing, and it definitely is affecting my mood. I don't know if any of you guys are affected by the weather, but I definitely have noticed a little pep in my step the warmer it gets.
Right against the monochrome, where I felt so small, I drew the curtains.
All right, well, we just finished dropping off all those sheets of plywood, and it is basically the end of the day. So we are gonna be taking off. We're going to Russell and Leslie's house for a delicious meal. I'm really excited about that. And we're actually meeting some like friends of Allie's parents, neighbors that live here in Salt Lake now, and they're like a similar age to Allie and I. So it's like a play date for adults is basically what's happening today. And I think they also have a baby that's like close to Leo's age or something. So we're gonna be hanging out with them, spending some time over there. And I don't think we're gonna be filming much.
Shine in the naked light.
See you later.
Frank was having too much fun at Grandma and Grandpa's house.
We almost just left Frank behind. But we just got done having dinner with Russell and Leslie and some new friends that we met, and hopefully they're going to be some cool friends that we can hang out with and do activities with because they have a baby.
Yeah.
So it was a nice evening.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Anyways, we realized that we haven't picked the camera up for a little bit, so we wanted to say goodbye to you guys. We hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure you show us by giving us a big thumbs up on today's video. Consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already.
Thanks again to Cerebral for sponsoring today's video. Click the link in our description to check them out.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Adios.